So, welcome back to my channel again. This is Prof. Wen. So, isang doktor, professor at ngayon po ang aking topic ay regarding the cardiovascular system heart. So, as you can see, the location of the heart is, that thoracic cavity houses the heart in front of the sternum. So better than the diaphragm among the lungs, the term apex refer to the heart's tip. So, ayan. Where is the heart located? And it's there. Then the functions of the heart. Okay. Actually, we know that the heart, heart removes waste materials while supplying the body's organ, tissues, and cell with oxygen and nutrients-rich foods. So, and through the artery or the arteries, arterioles, and capillaries, blood is transported from the heart to the organs, and that the venule and veins transport blood back to the heart. Our chambers then, or the right ventricle, that is lower chamber, so receives the oxygenated blood as the atrium contracts. However, in the left ventricle, it receives naman oxygenated blood as the left atrium contracts. So, sabi nga natin, we had said a while ago that why it's oxygenated, because the blood already passed in the lungs. Valves of the heart. So, let's start for the Tricyospit Bulb. This is actually an atrioventricular valve situated between the atria and the ventricle. So, it's in the right atrium and then right ventricle. What's then the functions of this? Definitely, it controls the opening between the right atrium and the right ventricle. So, once the blood from the right atrium go to the right ventricle, so automatically when the right ventricle filled up with blood, so automatically the tricyospit bulb will close. Why? To prevent the backflow of blood from the right ventricle to the right atrium. Then, what happened for the mitral valve? Mitral valve actually is an atrioventricular valve also situated. Moving on, we have the The valves of the heart. So, we have the valves of the heart, and they are located within the chambers of the heart. Okay, so as you can see, you will see the aortic valve, the tricuspid valve, the pulmonary valve, the mitral valve. Now, what's then be the action of this valve? Okay, it controls the directions of the blood flow and also allows one-way flow of blood through the chambers from the heart to the body. So, ayan, that's the functions of the valves. What about the mitral valve also? So, it's an atrioventricular valve situated between the atria and the ventricle. Wherein, so syempre, it controls the blood between the left atrium and the left ventricle. So, that is your mitral valve. And once the left ventricle also filled up with blood, so automatically, it will close the mitral valve because it prevents the backflow of blood from the right ventricle to the right atrium. Okay. So the blood that comes from the upper extremities will enter into the right atrium by way of the superior vena cava. And the blood that comes also from the lower extremities will enter into the right atrium by way of the inferior vena cava. So, ayan siya. So, that blood is still deoxygenated. Why? Because it does not yet pass in the lungs. Okay. So, the left atrium receive oxygenated blood also from the lungs through the pulmonary vein. So, it's already oxygenated. Why? Because the blood already passed in the lungs. Okay. So, once this right atrium filled up with blood, automatically, there is the tricyospit bulb that will open to give way to the blood to flow from the right atrium to the right ventricle. So, ayan. And from the right ventricle, if the right ventricle filled up already with the blood, so automatically the tricyospit valve will close to prevent the backflow of blood from the right ventricle to the right atrium. And then, the blood will go to where? Of course, to the lungs by way of the pulmonary artery. And then once the blood enter into the lungs, meaning to say it's already been oxygenated and the waste matter will be remain. And then once the blood go out to the lungs, it's already oxygenated and it will come to the left atrium by way of the pulmonary vein. So yon. And then the left atrium also will be filled up with blood. And then once the left atrium filled up with blood, there is a mitral valve that will open there also to give way to pass the blood from the left atrium to the left ventricle. So, ayan. And same thing, the left ventricle also will be filled up with blood. And then, of course, the mitral valve will close to prevent the backflow of blood from the right ventricle to from the left ventricle to the left atrium. And then, the blood will pass to the aortic valve and to the what? To the aorta. And then, after the blood pass in the aorta, it will be go to the different parts of the body and the cycle will be repeated. Okay, we will end this topic, so we will just continue for the next series, and I hope you enjoy my blog, and I hope you learned and it gives you more comprehensive way regarding the cardiovascular system part. Thank you, and don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe sa mga hindi pa nakaka-subscribe, and press the bell so that you will be notified for my next vlog. Thank you.